What's up, guys? Tyler here, and today I'm going to talk about a bucket list piece of gear that has been on my mind ever since I tried it out at NAMM 2020. Just recently, I was finally able to acquire one, courtesy of KSR Amplification. I drove down to their shop, tested it out, and fell in love with it, and I knew I had to have one, and I'm really glad I did because I also really needed it. They make some of the best amps in the entire industry, and they're just awesome people as well. So without further ado, let's talk about the KSR PA50. So before we go any further, I just want to let you all know that this is not a video KSR sponsored me to make. I'm making this on my own volition because, like I said, I am genuinely impressed with just how awesome the PA50 is and what it is allowing me to be capable of. So let's continue. So the PA50 is jam-packed with features. You've got 3 different types of tubes to choose from. You've got KT77s, EL34s, and 6L6s. I put 6L6s in mine because I tend to gravitate towards how they sound. I really like how they sound, and it was a no-brainer for me. However, you've got those other options if that's not for you. Another thing that KSR implemented for the first time in both the PA25 and PA50, which is really awesome, is a built-in bias monitoring system. So what that does is that allows you to slightly mismatch tubes and therefore create different levels of harmonic richness. That's not something I would do personally because 1, I don't trust myself to do it, and 2, I don't know how to do it. However, if that need ever arose, I have the ability to do that. Super sick. I also really appreciate just how compact this thing is. It's about 13 pounds, super light, super portable. You can take it anywhere with you. You're not going to have a problem placing it anywhere in your rig. Now, some people might gripe that it's not rack mount, and, you know, I see their point. Rack mount PA50 would be awesome. However, the difference with portability, in my opinion, is so negligible that it doesn't really matter. What matters to me are the tonal capabilities. And believe me, the tonal capabilities on this thing are damn near limitless. So before I talk about the knobs real quick, look at the back. Isn't that kind of cool? You can see the tubes in the back and they're easy to replace. Very convenient. Now, the knobs. You've got your master knob, your negative feedback knob, which is by far the most interesting knob on here, and your top and bottom knobs. So your top and bottom knobs act like a presence and depth, and the range with those is huge. You're not going to have a problem finding a sweet spot with both those knobs. The negative feedback knob, to me, I tend to interpret that as like a contour knob, so to speak. That is very awesome for tonal sculpting. So the more clockwise you turn that, the more responsive the top and bottom knobs get as well. Of course, you don't have to use the negative feedback knob if you don't want to. The top and bottom knobs are still going to be responsive, just not as responsive. It sounds great either way, so whatever works for you, roll with it. Now the master knob, let's talk about this thing for a second, because this power amp is stupid loud. It is ear-piercing, wall-shatteringly loud if you want it to be. When I went to KSR's shop, they were gracious enough to take me on a tour of the whole shop and even bought me lunch. Thank you guys. You guys are amazing. And we tested this on various products. We tested this on the Hera, the Aeros Vesta series, and we tested it through multiple cabinets as well. And it sounded awesome in every single one of them. We decided to crank this just to see how loud it could get, and my ears were ringing for like 2 hours after the fact. This thing gets stupid loud. And the reason why I wanted this was because of that volume in addition to the tonal sculpting. So what made me decide that I needed this, on top of already wanting it, was the last show that we played, I was using a Crown 1002 power amp, solid state power amp. It works for guitar, it sounds okay. It served me well for 5 years. However, when our second guitar player for my band Terranoct, when Ricky was playing through his 5150 block letter, his volume just completely eviscerated mine, and it was almost impossible for anyone to hear me and for me to hear myself. And I just knew that I needed to, you know, be on that level as well as sound better because you've got that tube punch and not that solid state punch. 50 watts of tube power will just outclass 300 watts of solid state power any day of the week. And it was a no-brainer. I had multiple reasons, and that just was the final factor into me getting this. So what I'm actually going to do, and actually, you know what? Before I even get to that, let's talk about real quick the hi-fi switch. This allows you to play with an amp modeler. And that was another reason why I wanted this, because I have a Fractal Axe 8 that I use for gigs. I can use that with this, and it's going to sound amazing. So, no brainer there. What I'm actually going to do is play this through my Fractal Axe 8. I'm also going to play this through a KSR series, because I have one. And I'm going to play this with the series through my KSR 212, which is equipped with an H75 creamback and a V30. I'm going to mic that with an SM57, and that's going to go into my Focusrite Claret interface. So I'm not going to do this in the context of a mix. I just want to show you up front what this is capable of and how great it sounds. So without further ado, and before I start talking too much, let's get into it. All right, so we're all set up and ready to go. I have my Kiesel neck-through Aries hooked into my Fractal Axe 8 and Deadwell Duality DX, which is then hooked into my PA50, which is then going into my KSR 212. I have the SM57 mic'd right in the center of the H75 creamback, and I couldn't find the mic clip for the mic stand, so I had to improvise, and it worked out surprisingly well. So, again, let's get into these tones and see what this thing is capable of. I have the top and bottom knobs at noon. Negative feedback is all the way down, and I'm not even going to turn up the master, because that is, I don't want to clip the preamps on the interface. Just trust me when I say this thing gets stupidly loud. So let's turn the negative feedback all the way down, have these at noon. Let's go into guitar mode and see what this sounds like. Yup. This thing sounds so good. You ever just like have your expectations exceeded so much that the only thing you can do is laugh? Because that's what's happening right now. This thing sounds so good. And just stock settings, just insane. And that's just the guitar mode. I have not tried this with the hi-fi mode yet. And that's supposed to make an amp modeler come to life. So let's do that right now. Woo! Holy shit. Yep, there it is. That's it right there. Hi-fi mode on amp modelers no matter what. That sounds amazing. So, let's mess with the top and bottom knobs. So those are both at noon right now. So, we'll start with the top knob. That sounds really good. However, I feel like it's too dry for my taste. So let's turn it up and see what this sounds like above noon. Let's start just all the way up. And that's a little too fizzy for my taste, so let's go back and just dial it back to where it just, to me, where it sounds good to my ears. I'm kind of liking it right at around noon, to be honest with you. It's just right to my ears. Let's start with the bottom knob now and turn that all the way down. This is at noon, by the way, and we'll go all the way down from there. A little too thin. Let's turn that up at noon and go all the way up from there. Whoa. Whoa. This thing's got some ass behind it when you turn that bottom knob up all the way. Holy shit. So like a riff like Master's Apprentices from Opeth. Just listen to this. Yep, that sounds amazing. However, for my ears, that's a little too much low end. So let's dial that back and find the sweet spot. Yep, right there. So I would say at about between 1 and 2 o'clock to my ears. If I can't stop stuttering here, that sounds really, really excellent. Yep. This thing is so good it's making me stutter. So, yep, let's go to the lead channel now because I suspect it's going to sound equally amazing. Let's switch to there real quick. And that's actually going to be louder than my rhythm channel, so to compensate, I'm going to turn this down just a little. Again, totally blown away. This is like, if you are in the market for a power amp, whether, and you know what, beginners, intermediate, advanced, you need this. And yeah, it's $950, but totally worth it, man. Absolutely worth it. I'm floored. This thing's incredible. So let's keep messing with this lead tone. Woo! Yep. Floored. 10 out of 10. Excellent. I have no complaints with this power amp. So now that we're done with the Axe 8, let's get into the KSR series and see what that sounds like with the PA50. All right, so the setup is basically the same as before. I have my Duality DX going to my KSR series, into the PA50, and then into my cab. I have the gate engaged on the Duality because otherwise this signal chain gets extremely noisy. There's a lot of feedback. I have the rhythm channel engaged on the series, and the settings on the PA50 are the same as I left them on the Axe 8, but the guitar mode is on this time rather than hi-fi. So let's turn that standby knob off and see what this sounds like. Yeah. Sounds just as good as the Axe 8. Equally as good in my opinion. Let's go to the hi-fi mode now. So that's the guitar mode. I already don't like that as much. That is way too much treble and way too many high frequencies that are too harsh and kind of hurts my ears. This sounds a lot better in guitar mode. So let's try that again. Yeah, that sounds much better. Let's see what these all these knobs on the PA50 do and how they respond with the series. Let's go back to about 1 o'clock like I had it before. Let's go to the bottom knob. Yeah. Yeah. That sounds awesome. Too much for me though. Let's roll that back to what I had it before at about 1 or 2 o'clock, in that range. Yep, that sounds really great. Let's go to the lead channel on the series now. As expected, sounds fantastic. Yeah, no complaints. Even with the series, this is going to sound good with anything. So, I'm going to wrap the video up here. So, if you like what you heard, please subscribe to the channel, share this video with your friends, and just leave a comment if you like this video, if there's anything I can improve on, because this is always a learning experience for me. I don't take constructive criticism harshly. I, take it as a tool to help myself out. So, again, please subscribe to the channel, like this video, share it with your friends, and I will catch you all next time.